All right, so I seen this quote the other day from Steve Kerr saying, other than Steph and Draymond, I don't know that anybody has a position set. Competition is great for everybody, a lot to learn about these guys, a lot to experiment with, jobs available, so it's exciting. On its surface, great, that sounds amazing. My only problem is, why is Draymond with Steph? Now, before you get in the comments and tell me how important Draymond is to Steph and what he means to the team and the organization, I know that, trust me, I understand that, right? But the only real reason this is a problem for me is because Steve Kerr the last 2 years has been telling us that Jonathan Kuminga is not a small forward. And it's not something he said one time. And he's also expressed that he doesn't really want Kuminga taking a ton of threes, which I guess I understand it, but why not let him explore his game a little bit? But anyways, right? If we're going into the year and we're conceding Kuminga's not a small forward, even though I feel like Steve Kerr is a coach to try to figure out that, make it work, but he's not a small forward. So that means he's a power forward. Maybe they're planning on starting Draymond at the 5. I can see that, but you can also make the argument that having a real 5 that can roll to the rim and block shots might be more important. So no, I'm not saying Kuminga is better than Draymond right now, not at all. I'm saying for Steve Kerr to say Draymond's position is set kinda tells you a lot, because there is a real possibility Kuminga comes into camp the best power forward on this team. But Steve Kerr's already saying Draymond's position is set, and Draymond's not Steph Curry. It shouldn't be set in stone that he's gonna start, especially considering all the other stuff that comes with Draymond. And it doesn't mean Kerr can't change his mind and move Kuminga to small forward, but we know that's not what he wants to do. I just believe if you really believe in Kuminga and his potential ceiling as a player, Draymond's position shouldn't be set. And that's not an anti-Draymond take, but he's not Steph Curry. It shouldn't be everybody but Steph and Draymond's positions are set. That's kind of crazy. No matter what leap pods take, Steph Curry should be the starting point guard. Draymond, if you really think Kuminga could be an all-star and you really think his best position is power forward, how could you say Draymond's just set? Unless you're saying he's starting center day one, then we can have a different conversation, but even that requires a different conversation. I don't know, I'm gonna keep it short, but if I were a Warriors fan, it would kind of bother me. Not too much, but it would kind of bother me, especially considering Kuminga pretty much had to ask for a trade last year to get real minutes. And it just seems like Kerr does not truly believe in Jonathan Kuminga. And if he really did, I don't think we'd hear this quote about Draymond's position being set in stone. Because this is now year 4, and if you don't believe Kuminga can truly push Draymond for that starting power forward spot, then you should probably just move on from him. Because if Kuminga does make this leap, and I'm not saying it's going to or not going to happen, but if he does, there's a real chance the Warriors' best starting lineup doesn't include Draymond Green. And the fact that Steve Kerr can't even see that as a possibility kind of tells you everything you need to know about Jonathan Kuminga and how Steve Kerr views Kuminga. No one has really wanted to say the quiet part out loud, but one of the reasons, probably the main reason they felt comfortable letting Klay go, is they feel like they have something special in Brandon Podziemski. Now, you may disagree, I may disagree, who knows, right? But they believe that. Steve Kerr clearly believes that. He clearly does not believe in Kuminga the same way. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but for him not to even acknowledge the possibility that Kuminga might end up being better than Draymond this year, again, tells you everything you need to know. And once again, I have to reiterate, I'm only saying this, well, in general, I think guaranteeing Draymond a starting spot at this point in his career is not, I don't think he's that level of player that he's untouchable in terms of being a starter, right? On this team, maybe, right? But the only reason this really even caught my eye is because Steve Kerr all last year told us Kuminga is not a 3. And that means Draymond's probably going to be starting at the 4, which means he would have to play Kuminga at the 3. Something he has repeatedly told us he does not want to do. And if Draymond's playing at the 5, Draymond has told us he prefers having a rim protector behind him, which means Draymond probably wants to play at the 4. So again, there's a real possibility Kuminga is the best power forward on this team at the beginning of the year, and Steve Kerr is going to say, you know what, Draymond's set. His spot is set. Nothing you can do, Kuminga. There's no leap you can take for you to be the starting power forward over Draymond Green. And not prime Draymond Green, this version of Draymond Green, a declining version of Draymond Green, a Draymond Green that got himself suspended for what, a quarter of the year last year, maybe more. Like, Kuminga, if they really don't believe in Kuminga, just let him go. And just one more time, because I know people hear exactly what they want to hear. This is not me saying Kuminga should be the starter over Draymond Green. I'm just saying for Steve Kerr not to even acknowledge that as a possibility, not to even have a competition in camp for that spot, tells you a lot about how he views Jonathan Kuminga. So I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not saying he should start. I'm not saying he should come off the bench. I think Kuminga can play the 3, right? Steve Kerr doesn't believe that. So it is what it is. And I feel like the Warriors are going to make another move anyway, so it probably won't even happen. Whether it's Larry Markkinen or someone else, I feel like they're going to make another move. So all this might be irrelevant, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you feel like Kuminga should have a chance to start over Draymond? If it comes down to that, Draymond versus Kuminga, and Kuminga's outplaying him in camp, are you really not going to give him that opportunity? And if you're not going to give him that opportunity, why is he even here? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please drop a like. Please drop a comment. Please subscribe. I'm out. Peace.